Hello Forkies, today we will play against the new chess.com bot, Mark Robber. If you don't know who this is, I don't know from where you are, but he is a very famous YouTuber and an engineer. So he has a rating of 1200 and I will play against him 2 times, once with the white pieces and once with the black pieces. Of course I'm hoping for 2 quick wins, and in the first game I'm going to play e4. Okay, c5, the Sicilian defense. I like to play c3, the Liapin Sicilian. And of course I'm trying to play d4 on the next move. Okay, knight to f6 is a theory move. I play e5 now. And this position has been reached many times. Now d4 is the best move. And on your top right screen, you can see what Mark is saying. The chess lines, bot lines, excuse me. And this is still theory. Okay, this is still theory. Bishop c4 followed by knight to b6 is the best. Wow. Now bishop to b5 is the best, and he is following the main line theory. Wow. Okay, this is still okay for him. Bishop to d7. Wow. I take the bishop, and after, wow, he's playing this correctly. After knight to c3, of course e6 has to be played, and this is first mistake of the game. e5 cannot be played. Why not? Because well, does it actually work? d5 has to be the correct move here. Of course the knight is pinned. What? This is just a mistake, right? Why is he playing so quickly? If I take, my queen is defended by the knight. This has to be just completely winning. Okay, we won a piece, I believe. Yes, what is queen to d4? I have no idea. Now I probably can take, or maybe even I can take. We check the b7 pawn, of course. This is check. And now maybe queen to f3, or I can take the queen. I don't want to trade queens, so maybe I can just castle, right? My queen is still defended. Absolutely correct. My queen on d1 is defended by this knight and by the f1 rook. Therefore, this is completely good. We pre-move knight takes d1, which has just happened, and we'll win quickly. Okay, let me put my bishop on maybe d3 followed by bishop e4. Yes, this seems great. And maybe bishop e3 will be good. Okay, check firstly, followed by bishop e3, and knight to c3 has to be correct. Or maybe even f4, but okay, this is fine as well, threatening rook to c1. Check. And now rook to c1 wins another piece. Okay, yes, but now I can take, because this is check, of course. And my knight is hanging here, but okay. What can I play? Probably bishop c6 is good, although there is no hurry. Knight to c3 has to be correct. Or maybe rook to c2 followed by rook to d2, trading the rooks. Everything should be winning. Rook to c2, I guess, is the most clinical way of playing this position. Okay, now rook to d2 has to be correct. Followed by knight to c3, and my position is much better. Of course I trade, although maybe bishop to c6 is more accurate, but okay. And now I take, and now I will play, I don't know, knight to c3, and this position is completely winning. We are up 2 pieces, and this is checkmate soon. Not really. Okay, there are many escape squares, and even bishop e7 is playable. Yes, but now I simply win the game. I will play b4, b5, and will win the game smoothly. Of course, taking now, if here, I can probably play a6 now, and this pawn is just winning, of course. There is no way for my opponent to catch this pawn down the board, of course. Check, and this should be checkmate pretty soon. Something like king to c7 probably is the best, although, yes, now knight to b5, there, checkmate in few moves. Okay, he is trying to escape, but I will play h4, of course preventing the king to go to g5 square. And now I guess queen to d6 is the quickest win of them all, followed by queen e7, and then bringing the knight simply wins the game. Okay, of course there is no stalemate in the game. I see a quick win, knight c4 followed by knight to e5, and then check and mate. And now I can even play the move knight to e5 right away, e2, close to queening, maybe even taking now, and this is checkmate very soon. Of course, this is mate in 2, queen to f7, followed by knight to g6, checkmate. So here we go, we won game number 1 with the white pieces, of course, and now we'll play him with the black pieces, of course. So what will he play against me? e4, okay, I like to play the move c6, the Caro-Kann defense, d4 the best move, d5, what will he play? Advanced variation, and after bishop to f5, what kind of advanced variation will he play? I don't know what this actually is, probably e6 is the best, I don't know this line very well. Probably knight to d7 is the best, right? I'm not so sure, but it doesn't quite matter. Wow, g4, very aggressive. This is like when they will attack, kinda. Now h4 probably will be played. No, queen to queen to d2, excuse me. This is not particularly good move, I believe. Or maybe I'm just wrong, of course. c5 at some point is very interesting, although it loses a pawn. Maybe just developing, maybe bishop e7, or maybe simply. I want to play the move c5, but d5 square, d5 pawn would be hanging. So maybe I can take first and then play. Yes, that is what I like. And now c5, does it work? c5, there is no d5 because I take the pawn. Yes, this should be completely reasonable. Although maybe no, okay. I believe I'm better now. Why? Because I can take, and the end game should be better for me, I believe. And now a6 followed by all the trades, and I think my bishop is superior to this knight. So a6, maybe, yes, now I take, and we trade the queens, and now I think my position is very good. Okay, knight to e2 is a mistake, definitely. Maybe simply developing, maybe this pawn is very weak, therefore I will take advantage of it. Maybe developing with a tempo is good. Bishop b4 followed by maybe knight e7, rook d8. This is kind of weird, I believe, but okay. Now rook to d8, or maybe knight to e7 firstly is better, I guess, followed by knight to d5 maybe, and I believe my position is completely fine. Okay, let's go here. Maybe to b6, pressuring the f2. Yes, h3 is mistake as well. Now just knight to d5 should be better for me. Why? Because this knight is very good. Now I'll play bishop to c7, I believe is the best move. Pressuring this pawn. Yes, bishop e2, I saw that. Maybe bishop to d3 is the best here. Maybe even rook to c8, and playing this position very slowly is good, because I will outplay my opponent very quickly. This has to be a mistake. Let me calculate for a bit. I think this has to be a mistake. Why? Because putting your king on this square cannot be really good. Of course, I think h5 has to be the correct move here. Opening up the h file for my rook. Yes, this cannot be good. What are you doing? I can take, and you cannot really take back with the king, can you? Wow. Maybe I can play bishop to f5, check. Maybe bishop f5 is correct. And this pawn on h3 is very weak. And now f6, putting pressure on the e5 pawn. Why? Because this is a pin, of course. This seems like a mistake. I don't believe this can work, right? g5, I believe, has to be correct. Although it seems really bad. g5. g5 has to be correct, right? I'm not so sure, but okay. And this has to be mistake. This is very bad move. I can take the pawn with check. And if knight takes, then there is this fork. This is fork. And I believe I have to be better in this position. Much better. Yes? Oh, of course. I missed this. Well, now takes, and I thought that I have check, but then he takes. Which still probably has to be better for me, right? We have, yes. I will be up a pawn, right? Or maybe I can take back and then push the pawn with check. But this has to be better, right? To take the d4 bishop, of course. And then I take with the rook, of course. And my position has to be better. This pawn is passed pawn. This pawn is passed as well. Yes, knight to f3. I don't like this for him. Maybe even rook to c3. Yes, rook c3 has to be correct. Rook c3 has to be correct. Why? Because I'm threatening to take the h3 pawn, and this is a mistake as well. What are you doing, man? This cannot be good, right? Of course, now this pawn is hanging, but is it really hanging? I mean, I can take this pawn with the rook, of course. Yes, I don't see why this wouldn't be good for me. I take, there is no fork. You think this is good? King to e4, I'm not so sure. What about bishop to g2? Bishop g2 simply wins a piece, right? Yes, it does. And now I'm up a piece and up a pawn, and this position should be fairly easy to win, right? Okay, he attacked my bishop. Maybe bishop a3 is the best. Maybe here. Although bishop a3 is simply winning enough. So, okay. But now I can play something like maybe rook to f5 is good. And if check, then I go to d5 with my rook, of course. And now things are getting out of control, kinda. But okay, this is still completely fine, I guess. If check, I go to d6, and he cannot take the pawn. Yes. Now I give check and go back to maybe to d5. And this position is very winning. Yes, now I win a pawn on a3, of course. Threatening the check. And this position has to be winning. Maybe here, attacking the pawn, of course. Yes, and now he doesn't know what to play. This will follow. Check. It doesn't quite matter how I play this. Maybe check again. Wow, he's playing this awfully. Now I pick a rook and win the game smoothly. I will mate him with the rook and the king. I think this is the fastest mate possible right now. Check maybe. And now I simply move the bishop away so that I don't give him stalemate. And now things should be easy because this is mate in one. So I won both games against Mark Robber, and if you don't know who he is, I will put the link of his YouTube channel on the description of my video, and make sure to subscribe to follow more such content, and see you guys in another video.